Okay, to start yourself off, you'll have to master your legendary crafting all the way to Scholar of Secrets, and then you'll talk to Hobbs in Lion's Arch to buy your H.O.P.E Volume 1. It's only like 5 gold, 10,000 karma. The first part is the Hylick Alchemy Apprentice Tome. You can't start the collection without it. You have to go to Timberline Falls, Hunting Banks, and talk to this blue frog guy to grab it, and then you can start the collection. And the first part is you're going to go to Thorpe Waypoint, where you'll have to do a little puzzle to get your recipe for the Vial of Hylick poison. Now that is the first component. Basically, you're going to have a few components, and all of those are made up of other things. So the first thing we're going to do is get the recipe for all the different components, and then we'll branch out and get all of the components for those recipes. If that makes sense. So the Vial of Hylick poison recipe is in this little mini dungeon. There's lots of veterans. It's pretty dangerous, actually. And you'll come to this puzzle at the end of it. And this puzzle here, you'll see these green glowing dots up at the top on a statue face. And you have to match the pattern of the dots. It's a 3x3 grid with the different lily pads on the water using the different tiers. So once you've done that, the first time you'll light a torch by the gate. And then once you've lit all 4 torches by doing the puzzle 4 times, the gate will actually open. It's a lot easier than it may sound. And just make absolutely sure that you bring a 400 huntsman here, because you don't get a recipe item, it just gives you just learn it. So the first thing you'll want to do for the Vial of Hylick poison is southeast corner of Caledon Forest. You'll find the Mosquito Queen, who you got to get the mosquito blood from. She spawns in Morgan's Spiral and moves over to the Verdance. The second part is Deadly Nightshade. You'll need to go to Straits of Devastation just outside of Fort Trinity, and there's a mini jumping puzzle dash vista thing through a cave. It's very simple. You're just going to jump up onto the trees here, jump across, and then the Deadly Nightshade's right up by the vista. Next, you'll need to go to the northeast corner of Caledon Forest to just basically kill Hylick. And that's all you're going to do. You're going to kill Hylick in that little area by that POI, and then you'll get the Hylick Poison Dark Gland, and you'll be able to craft your Vial of Potent Hylick Poison. There you go. Next step. So this part gets pretty expensive. You're going to have to get the recipe for the Vial of Healing Breath from Keswick's Hills, and he's just on a heart vendor. You pick up the recipe and you can start this part now. The next part is in Matrika Province. Another heart vendor. That's just a really easy little thing. You just pick it up, boom, it's a couple hundred karma, whatever. The next part is in Queensdale, Vale Waypoint, and you just pick up raw honey from this little beekeeper. If the merchant isn't up, you have to do a little event with some bears, and then she'll be able to sell you the raw honey. You come back to the alchemist for the recipe for filtered honey, and then you'll need to craft that. This is really expensive. It's 5 bolts of damask, 25 crystalline dust. It's pretty freaking expensive. Then you'll need to go to Dry Top, and in Dry Top, I already did the fight, so I just did the fight. I forgot to record it. So you can spawn the event by coming by his house down there in that little cave, and he'll walk on up to the platform. If the event's already going, then just come over and tag him. Now on this platform, you just need to make sure he doesn't knock you off, and you kill him. He'll reset if he knocks you off, and nice and easy fight, and you get the aloe. So for the recipe for the Sun God's Flask, you'll have to come to Sparkfly Fen in the big ol' Hylick village. There's 3 different heart quests around either side of it, but you just have to do the one by the south. And this one by the south is all it is if you just go around and interact with traps if you haven't done it. Super easy, super fast if you haven't done it. Otherwise, just come and talk to this person and buy the recipe off of them. I've already done that, so that's why it doesn't appear there. The next part is actually buying a Sun God's Vial. That's what you're going to hold, I guess, whatever's in this thing and that's just another heart quest vendor in Caledon Forest. You'll have to kill Bloomhunger for some Bloomhunger sap. You could do that on any difficulty, I'm pretty sure, in Fractals. I'm not 100% on that, but I got lucky after a couple swamp rolls and got Bloomhunger. While I'm here, may as well run on over and get freaking Nevermore. I had to figure out where the hell the Mist Geyser was, way over off to the side. May as well get that for Nevermore too while I'm at it. The next thing is you have to get silver or better in Bugs in the Branches, and the easiest way I find to do that is to go up on the cliff first, bounce up here, interrupt the bounce halfway, and glide on over to this branch. Jump into the updraft for the one tall bug, jump down until you've reached the kind of like lowest bug, and then you open up your glider so it brings you up in the updraft again. And then this is kind of how I jump around on these branches. Now you can see there's a ton of places where I kind of goof up and stuff. But nonetheless, I still end up getting silver anyway. See, I just missed that jump there for that bug. I kind of frig up there too, and I have to go all the way over to the updraft and up again. I come over here, come up and around, go up the updraft again, get this bug, and then I glide over on here and get that bug, and then boom, there's your silver. Nice and easy. There's a lot of leeway as long as you have bouncing mushrooms and updrafts. Silver's pretty easy to get in bugs in the branches. And then you just craft the Sun God's Breath Flask. The other thing is you need to kill the Great Jungle Worm for the Vial of Healing Breath, and the Fire Bug Flask. No, that's from Bugs in the Branches. Yeah, no. You need to kill the Great Jungle Worm for Wormswort, like a jar of Wormswort. That's for the Vial of Healing Breath. That's the other thing we did. And I just don't think I mentioned that yet. So, anyways, when you're done all that, you come back to the Master Alchemist and you perform all your alchemy tests. They're really easy. Take like 5 seconds each. And then you'll get your recipe for research. And now you got to go craft research to start the next part of the collection, and this is where it gets very expensive. You'll need 15 Deldrimor steel ingots, 10 spirit wood planks, a bunch of shards of glory, and something, a heroism or whatever. And then you'll need a shit ton of Elonian leather scraps as well. And you'll craft research, and that'll be the first part of H.O.P.E.